Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Rosalinda. Hola, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming back, girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you can see and tell by the title of this video, we are doing an updated Q&A. I put the question box up on my Instagram, on my stories, and I got some questions there. I did end up answering like quick little questions on Instagram, but I have the longer answer to some of them, and then I added some like quick rapid fire questions here, and I thought I would do a sit down YouTube video so I can answer like with more details on here. So welcome. I know that I didn't say I was going to do one on YouTube, so if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try to answer them. But let's get straight to it. I got a lot of questions regarding exercise, weight loss, and running. So I think the big portion of this video is going to be mainly that. I got tons of questions on that, so I think that is the one thing that you guys are more interested about. Of course, I want to go ahead and help you guys if you guys are also on either your running era or like getting started on your healthy eating and maybe trying to lose some weight. I want to be as helpful as possible to get you guys to those goals, just how I was able to reach those goals myself. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. So the first question, it came up a couple times, is how much weight have you lost? So since starting my weight loss journey, I have lost 35 pounds. I got up to 175. That's the biggest I've ever been. And right now, currently I'm 142, but it did take some time, girl. But yes, in total, as of now, I've lost about 35 pounds. All right, the next question, what helped you stay consistent with running? Okay, so for me, and I think for you too, and for maybe a lot of people, what helped me was to sign up for races. I know, but girl, you pay for these races, and they're pretty pricey. The half marathons and the marathons tend to be up to like 150, 175. So if you sign up for something, you're going to show up, you're going to train, you're going to make it a goal to show up to that race, finish it, or get a good time. So it's either or, like at first when I would sign up for the races, my goal was always to run the whole thing without stopping, without walking. I didn't care too much about the time. I just wanted to finish it running. Now that I've done a few, my goal is to do it in certain times. So now I'm training hard for time, but at the beginning, take your time, enjoy it, and then just have fun. So definitely sign up for a couple races, even if it's just your local 5K or a fun run, something like that. That would get you motivated, and then you'll start a training season, and then after that race, you already have that build up, and you'll continue running like 3 to 4 days a week, and you'll keep it. And that's how that has helped me a lot. Since I signed up for the Rose Bowl Half Marathon last September, I've been running consistently every single week, at least 4 days a week. So it was my biggest motivator for sure. Are you going to the gym or just running and clean eating? Okay, so no, I am not going to the gym. I don't own a gym membership. For the most part, I am doing running, clean eating, and my workout videos. Best way to lose weight on a budget. So I guess everybody's budget is different, but a lot of things are free, girl. Like on TikTok or YouTube, you can look up weightlifting videos that you can probably take to the gym, and you can probably get like Planet Fitness. That's pretty cheap, right? Or you can do, I think on Instagram, all the workout girls, they'll always have certain sets that you can do either at home or with some dumbbells. Just look up videos and then like save them and have a plan. Or find somebody that's pretty affordable in the workout community that you might like. Most of the time they have like videos or like stuff that they'll send you in the mail, in your email, and you can do. But also running is free. You can just go ahead and run. I know you do have to get some running shoes, But running and walking, you can definitely do that. Even walking for like long periods of time, I would say like walk for an hour, you can get started on that. But definitely look up videos on TikTok and YouTube, even yoga. There's so many free stuff out there that you can kind of get started like that. But also if your budget allows you to have some, like to spend some kind of money, definitely look into buying programs from some of your favorite girlies out there, or join a gym that's pretty affordable. But you can definitely do those things. I feel like there's a lot of resources out there for you to do that. Is your workout routine. Okay, so this is my current workout routine right now when I'm training for a marathon. So I do 4 days of strength videos. I wouldn't call them strength videos because I'm using dumbbells and my body weight. I think I call them like lifting videos, and somebody was like, you don't lift. Because I'm not at the gym or lifting heavy, you know. So I do strength videos. I do right now, because of the way that I'm running so much more, I am separating my days to 4 days of these videos. I do 2 upper arms and 2 lower body. And then I do 5 days of running. So I do Monday to Thursday is the videos, and then Tuesday through Saturday is my running. And then for running, I do 3 days of easy runs, and they're between 25 minutes to 45 minutes. And then on Fridays, I do my either tempo or speed run. And on Saturday, I do my long run. That is for the most part more than 10 miles. And from now on, they're just getting longer and longer until we get to that 20-mile run. I know I have to do a 20-mile run in my training days. I know. But yeah, so for the time being, that is my workout routine right now. I give myself Sundays off completely, and then on Monday I only do a video, but I don't run. So I give myself 2 days off running and 3 days off the weightlifting, so, or strength videos. So I think I have like a really good rhythm going. I like that I give myself 2 days off from running so my body can recuperate, because it's been getting a little hard on my knees recently. What plans are you following to train for the marathon? Okay, so for this one, I run with the Nike running app. I think that's what it's called, a Nike running app. And they have, that's another thing that you can work out with that is free. The Nike running app is free, and they have a lot of training plans there. So you can put that you are training for a 5K, for a 10K, half marathon, full marathon. You put when your date is, like when the race is, and it'll give you a plan. So I love that. As soon as I saw that I could train like that, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this one. So that's what I did. I put my date, and it gave me a training plan for the marathon in October. So that's what I use for my marathon training, and I've been loving it. I love that it is a 7-day plan, but it gives you 2 rest days, which is the Sunday and Monday that I take off. But I like that it's set up for you. You just click on it. And for the speed runs, I use the guided runs. I really like them because then they walk you through it and they tell you, okay, now it's time to pick it up. And they let you know like how fast to go, and they guide you through. So I really, really, really love that. So it's the Nike running app. I'll put it down below as well. It's either Nike running app or Nike Run Club. It's one of those, but I'll put it down below so you guys can download it as well. What are some good running shoes that you recommend? I always go back to Asics. I don't know, I just love Asics personally. I've been running with them since I was in high school, and I tend to always just go back to them, especially because they have an outlet store here at the Citadel. And so whenever I need some, I just go there and pick whatever's on sale. I do tell them like, oh, I'm running a lot or whatever, and they'll like guide me towards them, but for the most part I get whatever's on sale, and they're already kind of cheap. They're like $70 for the most part, but I love because you can just go there and get some. And I don't have like any name in particular or any shoe. I just like anything with like a cushion and that is good for long distance. But recently I got some Brooks on Costco, on the Costco app, and I've been loving those. They have a lot of cushion. They're really cute too, and I like that that I was able to get them like on the cheaper side with Costco. They were still kind of pricey. They were like $100, but they had a sale because normally they're like $140. So I know that running shoes are very expensive, but they are like they are the most important thing about running, like especially as we're getting older. I know, girl, I know. I remember I used to run in like the cheapest, like flattest shoes ever in high school, y nunca me dolía ni un tobillo. And now, like, if I don't run with cushion, like my feet hurt so much, or my knees start to hurt. So I would say save up or invest in a good pair of shoes, and depending on how much running you're doing, they can last you 6 months. But if you are doing a lot of running, you should be changing them every 3 months. But Asics and Brooks are my favorite. Okay, weight loss tips: how to get into running, what exercise to do, food to help you lose weight. Okay, so this one might be a little bit of everything. So when I decided to change my life, I wanted to change my lifestyle because I just thought that it was like so bad the way I was living my life. I would wake up really groggy. I had like brain fog. I was fatigued and I wouldn't do anything. I just wasn't doing exercise at all, and that's when I started gaining my weight. And then I just didn't like the way I looked. Obviously I didn't have any confidence. I didn't know who I was. I couldn't recognize myself anymore. So then when I decided that I wanted to lose weight, I started with, okay, exercise. Like I'm not doing any exercise at all, so let's do it. So I got a personal trainer, and from there it kept me motivated to keep on doing it. I didn't do the stuff that I did when I had her, like because I went to the gym. But then I started picking up running, and I was like, okay, I know, what do I know? Running. So I started incorporating running. And honestly, like, don't be afraid to start running. All you need to do is just start with 1 mile. It's going to be so hard and you're gonna feel like you're dying, but once you pass that mile, the rest of the miles are going to be a breeze, girl. And the more you do it, the more you build up endurance to keep on running. So don't be afraid. Start around the block, start at a park, or even on a treadmill. I do 3 of my runs in the treadmill. So wherever it is, just get yourself a good pair of shoes and start running. Then find something that you can do. If it is the gym, and if you can get like a workout done, write it down and you can take that to the gym, then go ahead and do that. I personally like the videos that I do at my house, and I incorporate weights, and that works perfect for me. So you have to find what works for you. So just because it works for me, it might not for you. So try different things and you'll land on what works best for you and what you're able to like sustainably hold on to, because we all have busy lives, right? So some of the videos that I do are only like 25-30 minutes, and that's what I want. I don't want anything longer than that. I want that because my runs are always longer. For food, it comes down to the ingredients and the label reading, so to see what's in there. So you have to educate yourself in that. Not just because something says it's low fat or sugar free means that it's healthy for you. It might have inflammatory oils that are making you still bloated, inflame. They might have all these artificial flavors and all these gums that are irritating your gut, and you're not able to have like a good digestion system. And even though you're working out so hard, you're still not losing weight because you have all these inflammatory like things in you. So definitely start educating yourself about ingredients and what's in the food, and try to eat as much as possible at home. Make your own meals with whole foods, and that just means real food, like meat, chicken, fish, vegetables like spinach, asparagus, tomatoes. Make yourself an omelet with turkey bacon and lots of veggies, and get some protein shake. Get like a non-dairy milk that doesn't have gums, that is just gonna be like, let's say you get an almond milk, it'll just be almonds, salt, and water. That's it. You don't need anything else. So stuff like that you're going to have to get acquainted and familiar with, which does take some time. But if this is going to be your new lifestyle, and we're doing this for the better and for our longevity of our lives, it'll come easy to you once you start doing it. And then you'll be able to make those decisions without having to be like, oh, let me bust out my phone and Google certain things. You already know how to do it. So definitely start doing your research. I still do a lot of research. I read articles. I have the Bobby app that helps me. It's not perfect, but it helps me with certain ingredients. Obviously, at the end of the day, if you don't know something, just Google it and it'll tell you. Or you can read it and see if it's good or not. And yeah, then you just start learning to do things that would work best for you, and obviously your lifestyle and how busy you are, so you're able to incorporate certain exercises and see if running is one of them, or any type of cardio. But it's really, at the end of the day, it's just staying consistent and making it a priority for yourself. How do you stretch? What videos do you follow? Okay, so stretching, um honestly, I don't know how to explain this, but I just do stretches that I've already learned from like when I used to run and from yoga. Like I do a lot of those stretches like before I run, after a run especially, or even after my workout videos, like my lifting videos. I make sure I stretch before and after. The videos that I follow, they have stretching before and after, and they guide you through it. And it's called the Raise app. I'll link it down below as well, but it's Raize, is with Vicky the Fit Chick and Noelle. They're friends. I've been following Vicky for a couple years. I used to get all her videos before. She was like $35 a month. And then she did this collab with Noelle, who is her friend, and they do the videos together now on an app, and the app is amazing and it has so many helpful things. I put what my plan was, what my goals were, and it gave me this plan, and I just follow it. So it's so simple. If you're a beginner, it has beginner workouts, it has little 10-minute ab workouts, 15-minute shoulders, whatever it is that you want to work on, it has it. And what I love the most is that it's on demand and it's there with you. They're doing it with you. That's what I love. I need to see somebody doing it for me to do it, and they have to be counting me down and all that stuff. That's what I love. On demand workouts, my thing. I can read something and then be like 3 dumbbells, 3 sets, whatever that stuff is. Like, I don't know that. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? So I need a video. And that app, I absolutely been loving it. But I've been following Vicky and I've been doing her stuff, and I've loved it because she would walk you through and then do the sets and everything. So I recommend that. And then in that app, it'll have stretches, but basically it's, you know, just some cat and cows, some like arm stretches, some like high knees, swinging your legs, like bending over, stretching. Like that's what you need. And you can also just look that up on YouTube or TikTok. I'm sure tons of videos will come out of how to stretch, and you just need like 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. I like to do 5 minutes before my workout and then like 10 minutes after, just to make sure I get like a good stretch in all my muscles. So yeah, I'll leave Raise app down below, the information or the website, so you guys can follow, because again, I love that app as well. How do you resist cravings, and how do you get back on track after a cheat meal? Okay, so cravings are hard, and we're women. We get our period every month. They are very hard. I do crave like something sweet most of the time when I'm in my period, or I'm always like, oh, I want something sweet. Like I want to drink something. Like I drink my sweetness and my calories, which is so bad. But you just have to be consistent and committed. I know that at the beginning is so hard, but I swear to you, and I know you hear this from everybody, you need to be resilient, or what is that word? You need to be disciplined, and not extremely disciplined, because I'm not perfect. I'm not extremely disciplined. I kind of wish I was a little bit more so I can resist more, but honestly during the week I am so good. Like I do have coffee at work, and then sometimes I'll have like a butter croissant. But for the most part, I eat all my other meals here at the house. And if I do crave ice cream, I have my healthier alternative ice cream. If I crave chips, I have my healthier chips. But I never finish anything. The thing with cravings is that if you crave something, don't finish it, especially if it's something bad. Like if you're craving like a Chick-fil-A strawberry shake, you know, if the time is calling and you just can, and it's gonna make you happy in that moment, if you want to go for it, girl, and go get it. Get a small, take a few sips, and then be done with it. I know it sounds wasteful, but at the end of the day, just because you're craving something, you don't necessarily need to finish it all the way. And that's what I do. And honestly, that's kind of how I help with these cravings. Like if I crave something, I'll just have like certain amounts, certain sips, and then that's it. Nomás así yo digo, siempre así nomás para matar el antojo, and that's it. Or I share a lot of stuff with Raul, like with my husband. So if you're able to share stuff, that's another way. And I don't necessarily have cheat meals. Like I don't consider like, oh, I'm gonna have a cheat meal on the weekend. I eat pretty good, pretty clean Monday through Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, me and Wichito like to go and try out a new restaurant, or mainly go to a restaurant, like a sit-down restaurant. And for the most part, we go to like better quality restaurants. Like we don't go to like fast food places. We'll go to somewhere that we're sitting down and we definitely know that it's like better quality. Obviously not all restaurants cook without like seed oils and stuff like that, but we tend to pick better quality restaurants, and most of the time we end up sharing our food, which that helps too. So I don't like treat myself to cheat meals. Like I don't think I have that, like, oh, like this is my cheat meal. No, I just try to eat very healthy during the week and then just treat myself, but make better choices during the weekend. So if we are going to get like a shake, we'll share it. We'll just get one and we share it. If we're going to get like a big meal somewhere, again, we'll share it. Or if we know that we're going to a better quality restaurant, then I think we see it as like, okay, it's better, but we obviously don't eat like we just don't eat like processed stuff much anymore. Like we don't go to the fast food restaurants, like I don't know, Raising Cane's, McDonald's and stuff like that. We just don't do those anymore, but we still do like like restaurants that I'm pretty sure they cook with those oils, or like sweets. We love sweets, like pastries and stuff like that. So it's just also with this, don't try to be like so much into your head. If you were able to balance out your whole week, like go ahead and have that meal that you've been craving. Just always listen to your body and see how you feel after. See if you felt good. I mean, you feel good in the moment because you craved it and you want it, but how does it make you feel after? Are you still good? Do you feel like lethargic? You're going to start noticing how you feel after you eat certain things once you start making a change, and you're gonna see if either it's worth it or not to eat it. So that's also important, to listen and to feel your body after each meal. So that would be another tip. And I guess just in my whole like wrapping up this like weight loss, healthy eating thing, I found a lot of resources online. Like I said, I started following Bobby Parrish, and I think his Instagram is Flav City. I started following him back in like 2021, and slowly like I started seeing certain things and ingredients and stuff. But I've been reading ingredients for a while. I just wasn't like too serious with them, but after a while I was like, okay, let me start to see what I can remove from my like pantry and fridge. So I started with refined inflammatory oils and processed sugar. So those are the two ingredients that I was like for sure not going to buy anything that had that, and I wasn't going to cook with any of those oils. I think I've been cooking with avocado oil for like 8 years now, so that was like one of the first ones to go. And then I tried to not get anything with processed white cane sugar in it, and that's kind of how I started. And then slowly I would seeing stuff online. I feel like now there's a lot of healthy pages out there that you guys can look for, and they're very helpful. So start with that. Start with getting some resources online. Google certain ingredients, read some articles, start with that, and then slowly it would just become part of your life, and things will come easy to you, and you'll be able to make the right choices. However, you just have to be determined. You have to prioritize it, and you just have to be disciplined. What everybody tells you, I know. It's very, very hard at the beginning. I know, girl. I was there. It took me a couple years, but if I can do it, you can do it as well. So just prioritize your health and your well-being, and you'll be fine. But I'm also here to help, so if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, and wrapping up this health part of the Q&A, I got a fun one. It says, if you can do any marathon in the world, which one? So there is 6 major marathons in the world. Some of them are abroad, but two of them are here, which is the Boston Marathon and the New York Marathon, and I would love to do the New York Marathon. I hear so many stories that is such a magical marathon to run. You run all of New York, the 6 boroughs, like they make it seem like it is like the best race on earth. And I mean, that would be lovely if I can do that. You have to qualify for these though, because since a lot of people go to them, they want people to qualify, because I think they give priority to the people that live in the cities. So if I were to live in New York, I could just sign up and I'll be in. But if you're an outsider, you have to qualify, which you have to run any other marathon in 3 hours and 30 minutes. I think that's the qualifying time. I'm not too sure. I know that's for the Boston, but I'm assuming it's also for New York. I don't know. But yeah, New York. I would love to run New York one day. Okay, so now hopefully I won't talk that much, but yeah, so wellness was one of the biggest questions, and I'm so happy that you guys asked me those questions. I love to help you out. So let's move on. Another frequently asked question was about my car. So let's get to it. What made you get a Tesla? Girl, what made me get a Tesla? The 0.99 APR promotion they had at the time that I got it. So back in March, they had that promotion for the Model Y. We were already looking for cars because Wichiro's car got stolen in February and he needed a car. So he was looking. And then he told me about this promotion and I was like, oh my gosh, let's go look at the cars. And at first we thought we weren't gonna get it because it was still pretty pricey. But that was like the deciding factor really of getting a Tesla was the 0.99 APR. So they don't have that anymore, but I did recently see, or they sent me an email that now they have a 1.99 so APR promotion on the Model Y. So maybe if you are interested, you can look into that. How are you liking your new car? I love it. I absolutely love my car, and I don't know if it is because I've never had a new car, and this to me is like, you know, I love the smell, I love how smooth it is, I love how it drives, it's quick, I love the interior, like I love how chic, how slick, how minimal it is. Like I just love everything about it. And I don't know if it's the design of the car, it's just the fact that it's new. I've never had one. I never had a new car, so I can't compare it, but I absolutely love my car. Like there's no complaints about it, and I just love the way it looks. I don't know, I love it. And it's my first SUV car too, so I'm still getting used to how much bigger it is than all the other cars I've ever driven, which they tend to be sedans, right? That's what you call the little cars. And yeah, it's taking me some time, but I definitely wanted my next car to be a SUV because I was like, I need to get ready to, like when we start having kids, we're gonna have bigger cars and I need to know how to drive them properly. And girl, it's been a little hard, like even parking. I'm like, girl, I'm just gonna park far because I don't know if I can fit in a parking spot. I know that even big old trucks fit, but I get so scared. But yeah, I've been loving it. Share important details of getting the car. Okay, so again, so when we got the car, it was a special promotion, but the car, you know, regardless, is still a certain price. And that's the thing with Tesla, you can't negotiate. There's no negotiating of like lowering down the price or anything like that, which I love because then you spend less time at the dealership, you know. The set price is the set price. However, with Tesla and with any electric vehicle, the government gives you $7,500 in incentives or credits that they call them. In California, I don't know about other states. But you get that money and you can either put it as a deposit towards a car or you can get a check in the mail later. So we used it as a deposit to the car. And on top of that, we gave $2,000 more. So 7, 8, 9, 9. So like 9,500 was as a deposit for the car, for a down payment. So that lowered the car. So if you are going to get one, I don't know, maybe just try if you don't mind having a bigger payment, then obviously you can cash in those 7,000. But we wanted to have like the lowest payment we could, so we decided to put it as a down payment. So that's an option that you can do. Another thing is that the Teslas don't come with a spare tire, so that's something to think about. Wichito was so upset about that. And I don't know, you get roadside assistance for 4 years, and I mean after that you can get AAA or you can continue with the roadside assistance. So I don't know, to me it's not a big deal, but apparently, you know, you're paying so much for a car, you at least need a spare tire. That's what Wichito said. And another thing, that it's maybe my only con to owning either a Tesla or an electric vehicle, and I don't know how it is with other electric vehicles, but it's the charging. So if you're able to have a charger at your house, it's no big deal, girl. Like 100% you're gonna love the car because you're always charging it. However, if you're not able to have one, like if your apartment complexes don't offer one, if you're not able to, if you don't live like in a house, if your landlord doesn't let you put one, like you're going to have to go to chargers. And there is the Tesla superchargers. Those are amazing because you charge in like 20 to 25 minutes, and they're more pricey, but they're still like $25 or less, which is still better than gas, but you do pay the most with those, but you charge quick. And then you have the regular chargers, which you guys will probably see them anywhere, like at the grocery stores, at the mall, at the parking structures. Those are way cheaper, and even some of them are free. Like I went to a parking structure in Pasadena this week and it was free. I charged my car for 2 hours. It barely gave me like 12%, but I didn't pay. So what you have to get used to is that if you can't have a charger at your house, you're gonna have to look for ways to charge your car in other places where you can save money. At first, I didn't know that you had to pay to charge your car. I don't know why I thought it was free. I don't know why like they're giving free electricity to everybody. No sé por qué pensé eso, but that's one of the things. But I think if you are able to charge at your house, girl, you'll be perfect. If not, then you're gonna have to find ways. And if you're not like that, like if that's an inconvenience to you, then maybe not. Like you shouldn't have an electric car right now. I don't find it as an inconvenience. I've been getting very good at finding free ones, and at the park where I go to run, they have one. Girl, I don't pay anything there either, so I plug it in, I go run, I come back, I get some certain amount of percentage, a little, but I still get some, you know. And so it's like less money that I have to spend at the superchargers when I do wait till like 10% and I have to go over there. But the wait time's not even a big deal to me either. Like when you go to the superchargers, it's like 20-30 minutes the most. That's not a big deal to me, girl. So yeah, that would be my only con, that I have to constantly look for chargers because I can't have one here. So yeah, but honestly, I've been pretty good and it's not annoying to me. So just because I've always wanted, I was fine with getting a car like that. So, or I always wanted an electric car anyway, so I know how to deal with that regardless. I just didn't know you had to pay for it. I know, but honestly, it's not that bad. I absolutely, and on top of that, like I said, I love my car. I love it. All right, and then moving on to our next juicy question. It is the age-old question of, do you want kids, or what is your timeline with kids? I get it. I don't mind this question. I never really asked it because I've never tried to have kids. And you know, to me, it's not a big deal for people to ask that. I feel like it could be a little insensitive to people that maybe have been trying and they had no luck. So that's why I feel like it's insensitive to ask it, but I personally don't mind it, just because I never purposely tried to have kids. So I do have a video talking about how I wanted to have kids at 35, or that I was going to start having kids at 35. But girl, I think that timeline has shifted now. Now I don't know. I honestly can sit down here and tell you, oh, next year we're gonna try, or in 2 years, no. But the top priority has still remained for us, which is we want to be financially stable and we want to have a home before we have kids. And that still has not changed in both of our eyes. And I get it. I think in the video that I'm talking about, there is some like negative stuff. But often when I tell people that, they always say, oh, you'll figure it out. Like, you'll figure it out. You'll figure out like how to deal with like kids and not being financially stable, or all of that. I don't know, it's super controversial, I think about. Like, I feel like I can talk about this like in a longer video, but whenever I say that I want to be financially stable, I want to be happy, I want to have, you know, how do they say, like, I want to have all my ducks in a row. I want to have a home. I want to bring my kids into their own home, and I want space for them, and I want all these things before I have kids. People often say like, luego te las arreglas, and I don't like that. I feel like that bothers me. Out of all the other comments that people say about having kids, que luego te las arreglas, like you'll figure it out, it is like the worst mentality to have, like to bring a child into this world, because it's like, why wouldn't you want to be prepared? Why wouldn't you want to have everything like planned out for it? Yes, you can be like prepare for what it is to raise a child, right? Like, that's hard, and like dealing with postpartum and dealing in the newborn stage, all of that, yes, that you can be prepared. But you can be prepared in the sense, are you able to like have like one person stay at home with the baby and the other person work? Are you both able to take enough time to be there during the newborn stage? Who's going to take care of the baby? Who's going to be the daycare sort of situation? Who's going to help you out during that time? Does the baby have his own space? Are you at peace in your home? Are you not going to be worrying about whether you can pay this bill or that bill because you need to buy diapers and all this stuff? Is the burden of having to buy all these other new added things for this other person like are weighing heavy on you? Are there all these stressors because now there's all these bills and now there's like all this stuff on top of being a parent? Like stuff like that I think about because I grew up a certain way and I don't want that for my kids. Like I feel like I don't understand why that's so hard for people to understand, and I think they're just triggered because I want to say that people don't plan their pregnancies and they just go their whole lives having unprotected sex, and then one day they get pregnant and they have to deal with that, right? And that's how they do it. That's how they figure it out. So they say, oh, I was able to figure it out and my kids are fine. That's great. That's great for you. That's not great for me. I don't want to do that and I don't want to go through that. And I feel like, yes, I can talk about this and people say things and they have their own things, but I just think it's trigger people that they didn't plan their kids, so then they don't think it's possible that you can plan your kids and have all these things well figured out before you have them. I think it's selfish the other way, to not have things figured out and to just bring a kid into the world just because you didn't decide to have protection or figure stuff out. I think that's more selfish, and I guess maybe this is gonna be too controversial, but I think honestly that's more selfish to me, to just figure it out as you go. Because I think at the end of the day, the kids suffer more. Like, I didn't like my childhood. I didn't like how I grew up. I didn't like how I never had my own space. Like growing up, my mom was a single mom for most of her life. And we always lived in people's houses, but in one bedroom. So 4 of us in 1 bedroom, like even up to high school. No, like that's not what I want for my kids. And obviously I'm already better than like what my mom was, but I still don't feel comfortable enough because I haven't figured out other things. So yeah, that's plain and simple. I know it's kind of long, but yeah, and I can talk about this for a very long time, and people are always gonna have their things to say, but I'd rather have things figured out. And if my timeline is moving, then it should keep on moving until I'm ready, until we decide that we are good. I am no rush. I am at peace. God has given me tons and tons of peace about this whole baby thing, that if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm perfectly fine with the decision, as well as my husband. Obviously we wouldn't be together if he also didn't feel the same way. So there you go with that. And do as you wish with all that information. But yeah, basically, I have no timeline, and they'll come when they come, and whenever we feel that we are ready and good to go. Okay, so now to finish off, let's just do some little rapid questions really quick. I feel like this video is already getting long. So this next questions is sort of 3. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Dream job, and what is your next career move? Okay, I don't think I really talked about it here, and I don't tend to talk about it. Even when I talk to my friends about this, I get so sad. So I don't really like bring it up. But I got asked, and I thought, you guys are my besties. I tell you guys everything. Whenever they ask me about my career, I tend to get really sad about it because I don't have one. And it's something that I've been, I don't know, like pursuing, like really, that's something that I've been really lost my whole life. Kind of sort of like that, like, oh, what's your purpose in life, But I see it as like, what's my career? What's something that's going to make me money? What's something that I'm going to be proud of, that I'm going to be happy doing? I've never found it, and sometimes it just gets to me. I'm getting teary-eyed that I am, X amount of years and I still haven't found it. I'm still not happy with my jobs and all that stuff. And obviously I want to contribute to my family, and I wish I could help and do more. Not only for like me and Raul, but also like for my sisters and my mom and all of that. And I feel like the burden of like not only the immigrant, but also as like the older sister, to have done more. So that's why it's really like a sensitive subject for me. But it's hard to say, because I feel like I haven't done enough and I don't continue to do enough. So that's always going to be hard for me. I don't think I've ever had like a dream job, and And for career moves, I honestly feel like I would love social media to be my next career move, because from there then I feel like I could get other opportunities to do other things that I've always wanted to do, and maybe start a brand and sell something that I'm proud of, and have the resources to put out great products out there. So I would really hope that social media would be able to give me that push to that. But I don't have any concrete answers to that. Maybe when I'm able to like get through a video and not cry about this, and I can talk about it. But for the meantime, I would love it if social media can be a stepping stone into something else that would make me happy and give me a livable wage. So maybe this one's another segue. It says, are you done with your jewelry line? I think so for the time being. I would say yes. It's a definite yes right now. I don't know. I haven't decided to fully pull the plug. However, girl, I don't know if I'm like cut out for business. I just feel like I never found the right vendor, and I tried so hard to find the right vendor that had like the quality that I wanted to be able to sell. I just like that always weighed too heavy on me, that I didn't have like the greatest quality and stuff like that. I wanted to have all that figured out before, you know, and I didn't want to be selling something that like was not like the greatest, and that just weighed too heavy on me to be selling something, and then I didn't want to like overprice things, and so obviously I wasn't like making like more money and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe I'm just like, you know, you say like to be in business you have to be ruthless and stuff like that. That's just not me. Like, it is not me. I'm not a salesperson. I don't like to oversell. I don't like to be like in your face selling things if I am not 100% behind it and backing it up. So for the time being, I'm gonna say yes, but I love Oro Mio and I love everything that it taught me. And yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna say yes for now. Dream vacation, I would love to travel like all the Italian coasts, like Capri, Santorini, like Monte Carlo, like all of that. I would love to do that one day, like 2 weeks, like spend 2 weeks just in the Italian coast or in Europe. That would be like one of my dream vacations. But also like travel like all of Mexico. Like, oh, I would love to go to Mexico City. That's like also another one. How did you learn to edit videos? So girl, if that's preventing you, just get into it. You only get better the more you do it. And I do very minimal stuff. You guys can see here on YouTube, I don't do like zoom in, zoom out, or do stuff like that. I do very minimal things. So I just started on iMovie for YouTube, and I'll just have the whole thing, and I'll just cut and then remove and move stuff, and that's it. Like, you just, because you know sometimes you'll have awkward pauses, or you'll say something and you didn't like it, you could do that. But I just do very simple stuff, and then I just clip everything together. And then for Instagram and Reels, I do CapCut for that, and it's the same type of thing. It is a little tedious and it's time consuming. That's what editing is, time consuming, but it is fairly easy once you start doing it more often. The next one is, have you ever considered Botox and fillers? Yes, to both, but I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared that I might not like it, or so with filler, is mainly the main ingredient is hyaluronic acid, which your body already makes. So I'm not too scared of that, obviously, because I do like say what I put in my body and stuff, since I talk about like the food and the ingredients, and those things are man-made, right? So I still have to do my research in Botox, because people say that they get Botox headaches. So I have to do my research more on that, and I still feel like I'm fine. Like, I know that it's preventative, but I can definitely get some here, maybe a little bit, or like here, not too much. But I feel like I've been taking really good care of my skin, and I have like a good regimen going for years, that I feel like I prevented a lot of wrinkles. But for filler, I would like to get like a little plump in my lips. I've always wanted that, but I've always just been so scared. I have to find like the right injector. It's really like they all just use the same like stuff. It's just that you need to find the correct injector so you don't get like bad filler, you know. For the filler, I'm like a yes, but I'm still scared. And the Botox, I'm still researching, but I'm not against any of them. I just have to do my research more on them. And then let's close off this Q&A with a really fun question. It is, plan your perfect day to the smallest detail. Okay, so my perfect day would be a Sunday. I love Sundays. Sunday mornings have this like fresh air smell and feel that you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, I just love Sunday mornings. So it'll be a Sunday morning, I'll sleep until like 8, and then we'll go have breakfast. Either one of my favorite places right now is Zuzu's or Republique. We'll have breakfast, and then we'll have my coffee, and then we'll walk around a little bit. I like to walk around after my meals, and then we'll probably go to like a mall or the outlets and just walk around and maybe do some shopping. And then after that, we'll probably go watch a movie. I love watching movies. And after that, we'll probably go grocery shopping because it's still a Sunday, and then come back home, put the groceries away, and then probably go to like lunch or dinner, and then get a dessert, finish off with dessert, either like something sweet, a pastry, or something to drink, like a matcha, like a strawberry matcha. Love. That'll be my perfect Sunday. And then probably finish off with like after dinner and dessert, we'll probably have another little walk because I love that. I love walks after. And yeah, that'd be my perfect Sunday day. I absolutely love going to try new restaurants and grocery shopping on a Sunday. That's my perfect Sunday for me. With that, we are going to wrap up this Q&A. If you guys have some questions that you want to ask, leave them down below. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that I give you a lot of information. I'll put the stuff about the apps down below, and I'll pin it so you guys can get the Raise app and the Nike app. And then if you want anything else, just let me know. I hope that you guys got to know me a little bit better, a little more updated. Or if you guys want me to do another one with like just YouTube questions, but I feel like I answered enough for stuff. I don't know what else do you guys want to know. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.